Welcome back to Bow News Network. We're actually doing a special report on tracking Tropical Depression Fred. It seems to be downgraded at this particular time, but we do anticipate with tropical storm warnings in the region, or in tropical storm watch in the region of South Florida as well as the Keys along the southeastern coast of Cuba, that it will be elevated, possibly again to a tropical storm as it exits over more open water, instead of interacting with the, as it's currently interacting with the landmass of the north coast of Cuba. So let's take a closer look and see exactly what's actually happening with respect to this tropical depression Fred. Right now, it's just off the southeastern coast of Cuba, and we anticipate that as possibly on very, very early morning Saturday, that it's going to be elevated and upgraded again, once again, to a tropical storm status, bearing down on the Florida Keys as well as southwestern Florida. There will be some impact in the region of southeastern Florida also, but primarily with the outer squalls, depending on how developed it's going to be as far as the cyclonic activity and development as it approaches Florida, could bring up to 3 to 4 inches of rain along the coast of southeast Florida, and substantially more rain along southwestern Florida, along the Naples area, even into Homestead, Florida, Largo, Marathon, definitely significant showers in the region of Key West, Marathon Key, Cujo Key, and that region in the Keys. And it looks like it's actually going to be. There's a little bit, of course, in the cone in the cone. There's a certain measure of uncertainty, so it could shift a little bit to the left or to the right. In which case, if it shifted a little bit more to the right, it will have more of an impact on St. Petersburg, as well as Tampa, Florida. Whereas if it shifted a little bit more to the left, then you're looking at possibly Mobile, Alabama, or even Panama, Pensacola, Panama City, Mexico, Mexico Beach, that region. So we're taking a real close look. The winds are around 35 miles per hour at this time, with pressure at about 1,014 millibars. Moving west northwest, it's actually slowed down a bit, quite possibly as it interacts with the landmass of Cuba, moving west northwest at about 7 miles per hour, which is substantially slower than when it was actually had exited Hispaniola and headed towards Cuba. So we are monitoring this tropical storm pretty extensively. Want to make sure that we take a closer look to see what's actually happening with this system. As we take a closer look at the continental United States, we are having some severe storm activity in the region of southern Illinois, along the border of southern Illinois and Missouri, and also in the region of Indiana, as well as Pennsylvania, even into West Virginia. We can see some of the scattered showers actually showing up in the region there, along the border of Missouri as well as Illinois, and you can see that supercell formation quite clearly. A band of supercells that are actually along the border between Missouri as well as Illinois, and we can clearly see that here on our storm prediction set of modeling, that there's a marginal threat for New York, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, as well as Columbus, Ohio, and Baltimore, Maryland. And then we do see that for slight more elevated risk for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Evansville, Indiana, Scranton, Pennsylvania, Owensboro, Kentucky, as well as Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And we anticipate with surface heating, depending on the level of cloud cover during the day, that there will be more severe thunderstorms popping up just based on the Doppler radar imagery that we're getting right now at this particular time on the late evening of August 12th. We're just seeing some really powerful thunderstorms region. rainfall in the tune of 1 to 2 inches per hour in some regions, and of course extensive lightning, as you can see on the Doppler radar imagery. But it extends all the way from Missouri along the border into southern, southwestern Illinois, and it will most likely impact also Indiana. We do anticipate that there's going to be additional thunderstorm activity for the state of Pennsylvania also. As we take a closer look, we can see from the Storm Prediction Center modeling that this does impact and align with what's been projected from the forecasting model. So we're going to definitely continue to monitor severe weather in the region of the Northeast, and keep in mind that we are encountering a heat wave. So combined with unstable air mass, this is going to be impacting this Northeast quite a bit more, and we do see that we do have some flash flood warnings in the region of along the border of New Mexico and Texas, with some severe thunderstorm activity near Clovis as well as Albuquerque and Rio Grande. We did spot a flash flood advisory just west of Clovis and Portales in New Mexico. So we are keeping an eye out as far as a severe thunderstorm activity in this region also. And we see that that band of severe thunderstorm activity pretty much extends just west of Rio Rancho all the way down to Lubbock, Texas, and La Mesa, Texas, and Amarillo is also slated to possibly get some scattered thunderstorms during the night also. So we'll continue to monitor, of course, Tropical Depression Fred as it makes its way closer and closer to the state of Florida. At this particular time, residents of Southwest Florida should be making their preparations for tropical storm winds and, of course, possible hail as well as damaging winds. But they definitely should be preparing for strong winds, especially residents of Key West. Once again, should be preparing for significant tropical storm winds on Saturday, midday Saturday going into Sunday. And this system is just going to simply drag all along the west coast of Florida, once again taking that path into southern Alabama, and most likely being impacted where it will actually make its way through southern Alabama into eastern Tennessee, along into North Carolina, and possibly taking a similar track to Elsa where it emerged into the Atlantic. But it's too soon to say exactly, but we do see that cone lining up, which is very, very similar to the previous storm Elsa that was in that area only a few weeks ago. So we'll continue to monitor Tropical Depression Fred. We anticipate that in the next 2 or 3 advisories, we do see the increase in storm strength as it emerges into more open water and start taking advantage of all that very, very warm convective energy in the Gulf of Mexico as it approaches the state of Florida. We wanted to make sure that we provided another update for today on Tropical Storm Fred, especially for our subscribers in Florida and the southeast states as they prepare for this storm making its way into the region. So by all means, please make sure that you subscribe and smash that like button so that we can share this video, especially with those friends and family that you may have in that region who may benefit from this information going forward. And as always, thank you for watching Bow News Network. We thank you, all of our subscribers. Please stay tuned for our next update on Tropical Depression Fred, as well as extensive weather throughout the country. Thank you.